morning. So after a beautiful couple of days here, calm, clear skies, beautiful sunshine, really the first couple of nice days in a row that I've had on this trip. Unfortunately, that's come to an end. The weather's picking up again. There's another system coming through. That's where I am right now, and as I run through the forecast for the next few days, you can see one front goes through, a small gap, then a really big system follows almost immediately afterwards. So I'm heading into Nassau, where I've booked a slip for the next few days to see out this system. Okay, I've got my bow lines ready. Unfortunately on that cleat, because I've got my jack stay on there, I can't loop the line underneath it. So I've tied it around there with the loop at the other end. So it's not ideal, but it works. Alright, so now I'm prepped at this end. I'm going to go switch on the anchor, switch on the engine, and then start lifting the anchor. Okay, that came up really nicely, came up clean and pretty easy, you know, nice conditions. It was set because I did check it, but yeah, it wasn't densely buried, but it held me perfectly well during the light winds I was here. Alright, I'll get going. Yeah, it's also nice to have lots of room in the anchorage. I can get the anchor fully up, fully stowed, while I'm just drifting gently away with the breeze. So I don't have to leave it hanging there, then rush back, get myself organised, and then pick it up later after it's been swinging around for a while. Slowly make our way to Nassau. Can't get there before midday. Well, I can't check into the marina before midday, and it's about 15-16 miles. So that's 4 hours at 4 knots. Yeah, it turned out to be a bit more of a sporty sail than the forecast. Started off smooth, then the wind picked up from kind of 10 to 16, 17, gusting up to 20, so I reefed, and then pretty much straight after that it shows you that you really do need to, you know, as soon as you see it, you've got to reef, because what happens is it gets up and it just accelerates upwards. Next thing I knew, I had 24, 25 knots, gusting 27, and of course it's completely the wrong bloody direction. So I'm trying to beat that upwind to the point where I'll be able to tack and head down into the entrance to the harbour. The other thing is the waves are, you know, I don't understand it. You know, the waves, it's a pretty confused sea, but generally the swell is coming straight in towards me. It must somehow have wrapped around from the south of the island or something. So I'm battering into the waves. what was supposed to be a gentle 4-hour sail with winds directly from the south on the beam at 10 to 15 knots has not transpired. I admit defeat. So I tacked. I thought I'd come inshore and hopefully I would get in the lee of the island a bit more and the waves would calm down and maybe the wind would calm down. But what happened was, in fact, the wind accelerated. All of a sudden I'm, flying towards the shore at 6 knots, winds pumping 30 knots towards me. That's 30 knots true, so 36 knots apparent. I tried to reef the main one more time and it still didn't make any difference. I was still way overpowered. I spent 20 minutes battling to get the sails down. Now I'm crawling along on the engine, out there. I was making virtually no headway, so I was kind of getting parallel to the seas. I can go into the wind, but I can't make any headway into the seas. They just knock me back. And of course I'm trying to dodge any bloody sargassum in case that hits the prop and totals my speed completely. Hopefully I will be out of this into some calm water in another half-hour or so.
Finally, I got into protected waters, and a short while afterwards entered into the busy harbour. Luckily, the cruise ships weren't moving, but there was plenty other traffic to deal with.
Nassau Harbor Club, Nassau Harbor Club, sailing vessel Sienna Sun, over.
I'm docked. That was a struggle. They wanted me to go stern in and I've got the wind coming basically directly that way, so I had no steerage. Fortunately, nice gentleman and the dock assistant helped me get tied up. So anyway, I'm on, thank goodness. Now got to go up to the office and check in. I'll just walk my dock and show you my company. I'm a little out of place maybe. Oh, this is one other sailboat.
Okay, now to the office. And there's the famous Atlantis Hotel just across the way.
Alright, got a swimming pool.
All checked in, time for refreshment.
Well, it was nasty weather on my way here, but now it's really nasty weather. I've just had to adjust the dinghy to make sure it drains. I'm glad I got in when I did. Whew.
This is just the first front, not the main story.
That is lashing it down. Storm's right above me.
I was able to follow the progress of the front using my online radar.
That front has moved incredibly quickly. Just an hour or two ago it was over Bimini. Anyway, good news is it should be past here soon and I'm tied up, comfortable. Now I'm just going to start doing some editing.
Once the first front passed, the weather cleared and I headed out.
New Providence used to be known as the Pirate Republic because of all the pirate ships that used to base themselves out of this fantastic harbour. you know, looking at some of these fancy boats, I think there's a fair few pirates left in Nassau today.
Right outside the marina was a lovely little park, although it may have seen better times. And across the way was a nice little church with a beautiful palm tree lined avenue up through the graveyard. But I wasn't sightseeing right now, I'm on a mission. And here it is, heavy duty diesel oil.
So Harborside Marine had what I needed. 78 bucks. I can't remember what it cost in the US, probably half that. But irritated, you know, that was on my to-do list and I just can't find it on the boat. Maybe I didn't buy it, but maybe it's somewhere, I put it somewhere, and I can't remember where I put it. I know now I definitely have some, so that makes me feel a lot better. Oh yeah, and it turns out that I looked up for walking tours of Nassau, thinking I'll have a look around on my way. Turns out all the walking tour bits are at the other side, turn right out of the marina. This is the kind of shopping district, I guess, maybe not shopping district, but boaty stuff district. Okay, anyway, I can drop this off at the boat and then go on to the other side. It's supposed to get a bit rainy this afternoon, so I'd rather do some exploring in the morning. That's one way to keep the riffraff out. Not sure what Mr. Sidney Poitier would think about that. That's the bridge over to Paradise Island where the Atlantis Hotel is.
Okay, now the sightseeing can begin.
So this is Sir Milo Boughton Butler, twice honoured by Her Majesty the Queen. He was the first Bahamian Governor General in an independent Bahamas. This marks the spot of Columbus landfall in 1492, put up by the Bahamas Association of Land Surveyors. It's probably maybe not the exact spot, but there you go. These historic location.
Queen Vic sits in the middle of the old government buildings.
This commemorates the creation of the General Assembly by King George II, and this commemorates the grant of these islands by His Majesty King Charles I to Sir Robert Heath, Attorney General of England, in 1629. Not sure what he did to deserve them, but I guess he got them. I am guessing that this is the law courts, judging by the magnificent robe these people are wearing. World War II Memorial. You know, it's quite amazing to think all these colonies contributed people to the Allied effort. World War I on this side. This is the public library, unfortunately temporarily closed for viewing, and I'm not sure why, but it reminds me of the public library in Kitwe. Now that is a fantastic looking building.
The bank's defences seem a little outdated.
Not looking promising.
I swear.
Okay, you also asked for pirates. Here you go. Genuine Bahamian pirate. This looks interesting in here. Park. But everything in the freaking Bahamas is closed. Tuesday to Saturday. Ah, today's Monday.
With everything in the old part of town closed, I moved across to the modern part of Nassau.
Not my idea of a good time.
If I see him, I'll remember like how I remember Mama.
This is Governor Woodes Rogers, who drove the pirates out of Nassau. Now I'm off to find what's left of them. I really enjoyed the Pirates of Nassau exhibit. A great replica of an old pirate ship sitting on the dock, getting ready for her next voyage.
Sounds just like my boat.
Full of little tableaus illustrating what conditions must have been like back in the day. And with real-life stories of pirates and privateers.
Naval and Marine force to wrest the island of New Providence from the grip of the pirates.
As well as some of their gory ends hanging from the gibbet. I also went to the Pompeii Museum of Slavery and Emancipation, but cameras weren't allowed.
I didn't make it before the rain. Very luckily, I just happened to be outside of Starbucks right when the storm hit. So I'm just going to sit here, have my coffee, wait for the rain to pass over. The street was completely flooded, so I jumped in a bus, $2, dropped me right off outside the marina, and I got back in just before another deluge. I think it's going to be raining pretty much non-stop next couple of days.
It's pouring rain all night, and it looks as though it's set to continue. With grey skies all around. So I think this morning I'm just going to sit and read my book, see if it clears up at all. Still a couple of places I want to go visit. Well, that was an uncomfortable night. Yeah, I didn't have the instruments on, but I'm sure the wind was well over 30, into the 40s last night. Pretty much there was a big burst at kind of 7, 8, 9 o'clock. And I was being thrown all over the place. Then the I would say it calmed down. It didn't calm down. It subsided to a steady kind of 30s, high 20s, and then in the early hours another pickup again of 40 plus, which is gale force, incidentally. So, and then periods of rain coming and going. Everything just being blown all over the place. I've got my fenders jammed in, which I had to keep on moving through the night as the tide changed. They would roll out. I should have used my fender board, stupidly. Anyway, yeah, that was some night. So it is supposed to kind of continue abating. I'm not going to go anywhere now. You know, I'm not leaving the boat in these conditions. I was up, you know, checking the lines and checking the fenders and checking the bimini and everything, you know, every few hours. Very happy that I spent the money to come to the dock. I never did manage to finish my sightseeing, but once the weather finally cleared, I did wander up to the Paradise Island Bridge to look back at Nassau and look forward to where I'm headed next.